Welcome back. Now, math is easy, step by step. We're continuing in this part 5 video in simplifying square root values manually. All right, I'm going to show you how to do both manually, and then, of course, I'm going to show you how to use a calculator if given that opportunity. A lot of times in these exams, you don't get that opportunity. You got to do it manually. So I'm going to teach you. So there's always a positive and a negative, or plus and minus, right outside these square root values. But again, in measurement, and we're working with triangles in this word problem, GED test problem, there is never ever a negative length of a triangle, right? It's always positive. But we're using square roots, and this is a key skill, prerequisite skill that you need to learn. So let's just get right into it. I'm going to take 36 and I'm going to use kind of what I call, reverse factor tree or a factor tree. And I'm going to take 36, I'm going to break it down into its smallest parts. 36 is an even number, so I can divide 2 into 36. 18 times 2 is 36. So 36 divided by 2 is 18. All right, I'm going to take 18, I'm going to break that down into its smallest parts. And I know 18 is an even number. It can be divided by 2. 18 divided by 2 is 9. Why? Because 9 times 2 is 18, right? So I have the value of 9. Oh, I also want to say 18 is also 6 times 3. You could have done that and still ended up with the same smallest multiples for this value of 36, right? So again, 18 is 6 times 3, and then 6 is 2 times 3. So you would have ended up with all of these same values. All right, let's break down 9, right, into its simplest form. It's not an even number. 9 is an odd number. And so I can't divide 2 into 9, but let's try 3, right? Can 3 be divided into 9 evenly without a remainder? Yes, it can, right? Because I know 3 times 3 is 9. So 2, these are all the smallest multiples of 36. 2 times 2 times 3 times 3. 2 times 2 is 4. 4 times 3 is 12. And 12 times 3 is 36. So since 2 times 2 times 3 times 3 is 36, I can substitute 2 times 2 times 3 times 3 inside the radical. Hey, let's do that now. All right, so as you can see here, we have the smallest multiples that multiply to 36. 2 times 2 times 3 times 3. And so remember, if you watch the part 4 video, you need 2 perfect pairs and a square root to pull out one value. 2 perfect pairs of 3 to pull out one value of 3. And then you're going to multiply all of these values, including that invisible 1. Or if there was an x, it would be an invisible 1x or 2x. You'd multiply the values with each other. So 2 times 3 is 6. 6 times 1 is 6. And for any square root, fourth root, sixth root, any root that's even, you're going to have a plus and a minus, or positive and negative value answer. I'm going to go over that in details in just a little bit with some more of these examples as I explain these square roots and what a plus and minus 6 actually means. I'm going to get into it so you understand and there's no confusion. Okay, so there you go. That's simplifying example number 2. Let's get on in and let's do number 3. All right, here we go. Example 3. So example 3, we got plus and minus the square root of 20. And manually, again, I'm going to use a factor tree to try to show all the smallest multiples that will give me a value of 20. Let's check that out. Let's check that out now. Okay, so can you see here how 20, again, is an even number. I can divide 2 into 20, right? So 20 divided by 2 is 10. Or another way to look at that, 2 times 10 is 20. Now I want to break down 10. 2's already at its smallest form. I want to break down 10 to its smallest form. And I know 10 is 2 times 5. So 2 times 2 times 5 represents 20. I'm going to take 2 times 2 times 5, and I'm going to substitute it inside that radical for that value of 20. Okay, so you can see that here. Square root of 2 times 2 times 5. I have one perfect pair of 2's. I can pull out one value of 2. But notice this loner inside the square root, inside the radical, I only have 1, 5. Since I don't have a perfect pair like I do with the 2, that 5 value has to stay inside the radical with my answer. So because I have a pair of 2's, I can pull out one value. 2 times that invisible one on the outside of the radical is 2. Inside the radical is the loner, 5. So 5 must stay inside that radical with my answer. And again, anytime you have a square root, fourth root, fifth root, sixth root, any even roots like a square root, you'll have that plus and minus on the outside. What does that mean? That means positive 2 times the square root of 5 and a negative 2 times the square root of 5. Now, this concludes part 5 video. Stick around for part 6. I'm going to show you how to use a calculator in order to simplify these radicals. Okay, I've been manually showing you how to do this using your multiplication and division knowledge to break down the smallest products or multiples to get the target value. Here it was 20. Okay, so stick around for part 7 video, part 6 video and part 7 as I slowly show you how to use a calculator and manually at the same time how to simplify these radicals or square roots. Thank you for joining me. Math is easy. This concludes part 5 video. Stick around for part 6 video. If I've helped you, please help me and help others. Like, follow, share, subscribe.